E aí, pessoal, sejam bem-vindos ao One Piece Card Game BR. Eu sou o Musta. Hoje a gente tá aqui com alguém muito especial, que é o Joshua. O Joshua vai dar uma entrevista aí pra gente e vamos apresentar ele pra vocês. Esse vídeo vai estar em inglês também, tá? Eu vou falar com ele em inglês e eu vou legendar em português pra vocês aqui embaixo. Então já deixa seu like, se inscreve no canal e compartilha esse vídeo aqui pra algum amigo seu que quiser conhecer o Joshua. Ele ficou em terceiro lugar no Mundial e bora lá. Okay, Joshua, now we can speak in English.
Yes, very nice.
I was just starting the video and telling people who you are, but it would be very good if you tell the people who Joshua is. Who are you?
Yeah, so sure. So my name is Joshua. My card game online alias is Joshua's Boosters. I run like a YouTube channel with the same name. I do One Piece content as well, and I guess you would say I'm like a competitive TCG player, I suppose. I played like Yu-Gi-Oh for a long time in the past, and then I played some Digimon, and right now I'm playing One Piece. So yeah.
Nice. That was one of the questions that I would make to you. If you already played other card games before One Piece, but as you said, you already played Yu-Gi-Oh, Digimon.
Yep.
And how was it for you, the contact with One Piece coming from Yu-Gi-Oh?
So the thing is, I'm like a huge One Piece fan. I love the anime, I love the manga.
Of course.
I'm just a huge fan of the property, like for a really long time. And at first I played like Yu-Gi-Oh for, I don't know, 10 years, 12 years maybe, like a really long time. But then at some point I didn't really enjoy the game anymore. Just the mechanics of the entire game, basically, I didn't really enjoy anymore. Just became less and less interactive as the time went on. I switched over to Digimon for a little bit, but then that game also became stale. And then the One Piece card game came out, and of course, being like a huge One Piece fan, I just wanted to try it, and I've been really liking it in pretty much every aspect of the game, to be honest. I like the game a lot. I like the community better probably than I did the Yu-Gi-Oh community. So yeah, it's been good. It's been good.
That's very good. I know that Yu-Gi-Oh, through the time, it stayed like everything overpowered. For what I hear about players that continue playing the Yu-Gi-Oh, like the game ends on turn 1.
Yeah, basically. So the thing with Yu-Gi-Oh is, I guess technically, like, the game doesn't really end on turn 1, right? I mean, very often you just like you build your board, and the board is unbreakable. Like, there is no way for your 6 cards to combat the board. And then, so you get the turn, you try to break the board, it's not possible, and then on the next turn, like, you get all your life points taken away. I mean, this happens, like, a very big amount of the time. From what I understood right now, it's not as bad. Like, the format is a little bit slower, so maybe it's heading into a good direction, I don't know. But yeah, the game it's not short in the sense that you take, like, actual time. It's not short because the turns are very long and very interactive, but the game is very often just like 1 or 2 turns because of the power level of the cards, as you just said. Yeah.
But I think that was a good thing that you came from Yu-Gi-Oh, because the game, it's very complex. So I think that with this bag that you had, the experience that you had in Yu-Gi-Oh, it was very easy for you to understand One Piece, right?
Yeah, I agree. I really think, like, once you're at like a certain level of just understanding like TCGs, basically, of course, all of the TCGs, they are like different in some, right? But if you have like some basic concept of how to play a card game, then those basic skills, they will transfer over to playing other games. I think you see that a lot, to be honest. Like, people who are really good at a certain game, when they switch over to another TCG, they are also just become good very often. You see that in a lot of games, I think, like Pokemon, Magic. You also saw it from like Magic 2, Yu-Gi-Oh and stuff. So yeah, I definitely think that's right.
Yeah, I like very much about this, that you can use the experience in previous TCGs on the next one. And for my experience now, I think that One Piece, it's the better TCG at the moment. like for old players of TCG, like you, for example, and also for new players. I think it's the best one for new players to start on TCG's world.
Yeah, I think I agree with that, to be honest. Mostly because like the floor for One Piece, it's very low, right? It's relatively easy to get into. Like you said, Yu-Gi-Oh is very complicated. Like if you have to get into Yu-Gi-Oh with no like past TCG experience, it's extremely hard.
I think it's impossible for new players like start in Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, I also think so. And it's not just like the actual game, right? But also just the price of playing a good deck, like the money you have to spend to play. It's just super expensive. And like you said, One Piece is so good to get into, right? It's like a relatively easy game if you're just, to follow the rules. And then decks are also very cheap. Like if you want, you can play like a meta deck for, I don't know, like $50 probably.
Yes.
Which I really like, yeah.
I agree with you. Like, there's some cards in One Piece that are overpriced, but when you compare it with other TCGs, like, okay, let's see what meta decks is from Yu-Gi-Oh, for example, or even Magic and Flesh and Blood, for example. Man, it's so high, the prices of the tier 1.
I really think
it's
I really think like Pokemon. I think like Pokemon and One Piece, they're the only ones that you can play like a competitive deck for like a relatively cheap price.
Yes, Pokemon it's the cheapest, I think. I don't know there in your city, for example, but here Pokemon is the cheapest of all. And right after Pokemon, I agree with you that it's One Piece for sure.
Yeah.
I want to ask you.
I also think so.
How long did you? No, sorry. How long are you playing One Piece?
So basically, like when the first set dropped, it was really hard to get the cards.
Yes.
Like everything was sold out and stuff. And I also, I didn't really like the artwork of the cards. They were all like anime screenshots, and I didn't really vibe with that. I was still playing Digimon. So I was like, I'll just like, I got the Green Kid deck, because I could get my hands on that. So I was like, okay, I'll just get a deck to play with my friends who are starting to play this game. But I didn't really play competitively. And then when set 2 dropped, I picked up the Smoker deck, because I'm a huge Smoker fan. And basically from that point on, I also like traveled to regionals and stuff. So basically since set 2.
Nice, that's very nice. We started here on set 1 too. But the problem of the art, like the screenshots of the anime, it was a huge problem to bring new players, because they stayed like, oh my gosh, this is so ugly. And it really was.
Yeah, I had the same.
Yes.
Sure.
I have a friend of mine that I tried to bring him to One Piece at the first set, and it stayed like, no way that I gonna play this. It's so damn bad, the card design. I said, okay, I can't tell you that this is pretty, because it isn't. And we stay so happy through the time, because they were getting better and better with the art.
Yeah, I really think like right now the art for One Piece cards is absolutely beautiful. Like they did a phenomenal job, but like in set 1 it was not so good.
Yes, but today this friend might play One Piece. He's like playing every day, and he started on OP7, I guess.
Okay, so he waited a long time to get started.
Yes. His first deck was Nami. He liked it very much because it's a different deck from the others, and he stated in blue decks now. He played Dolphy, and now he's playing Boa Hancock. I wanted to ask you, what is your preparation for a big tournament like this?
So basically, what I usually do is I play a lot of Sim. Okay. Like the OPTCG Sim, because it's very easy to get a lot of games in like a short amount of time, which I like. It really gets you a good feeling for the deck, and you get to play a lot of matchups, right?
Yes.
So I play a lot of sim if I prepare for a big event, and then after that, what I like to do is, so let's say I'm playing Lucci, right? Just for an example, and I know like the most frequent matchups I'm expecting they're gonna be Doflamingo and Black Yellow Luffy, for example. Then I meet with my friends like sometime like the week prior to the event, and we just only play those matchups, like the matchups I think are most frequent or the hardest, because I also think it's important to prepare for your matchups. And like with Black Yellow Luffy, I've never lost to Black Yellow Luffy with Lucci in a tournament, even though it's like a really bad matchup. And this is for like every deck that has like a good or a bad matchup, right? Not just like Lucci, Black Yellow Luffy, it's just an example. So I really think that's one of the most important things, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree with you. I think that it's very good too that people know this, that you can use the sim for you prepare yourself for big tournaments, but this isn't the only thing that you do, right? Like you play physical too. Even because I think it's good for you play physical too together with sim, like for preparation, because you don't stay like automatically, you know.
Yes, exactly. This is super true.
In real game, you don't have the help that sim give you. Like, are you sure that you want to attack? Are you sure that you want to put the Dawn here?
But to be honest, I think this is maybe just like a personal thing for me, so this might not be for like other people, but I really think that playing real life is easier than playing on the sim, actually. I don't know, just when I'm playing sim, I just go on autopilot, basically. I just like clicking buttons and just going through the turns really fast, while in real life, I don't know, I can focus more easily. I'm not sure if it's the same for other people, but for me it is that way.
Totally agree with you. I have the same problem. Like when I'm the same, it's like, okay, I'm autopilot now, and I do feel like I focus better when I in physical game. And,
same.
And I hear this from a lot of people that play TCG, that they prefer always play physical games. I do, but the sim, it's awesome. The people that works on the sim, I'm very grateful then, because they hear,
for sure,
they hear the community and they try always to help. So it's amazing what they are doing with the sim.
Yeah, I think the sim is amazing. Like, shout out to what's his name, like Maibatsu, I think the guy who made it. Honestly, like, if we didn't have the sim, I wouldn't have like any tops I have, probably. Like, true story. Even if I do, like, of course, playing physical better, the sim, amazing.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah.
Like, I wanted to know too, for you, how was the words for you? Like, it was your first experience? Did you went from the words of last year or just this?
Attend Worlds, but just as a spectator. Like, I didn't participate, I didn't qualify or anything. I just wasn't as good. Like, I don't want to say I'm like super good or anything now, but I think I'm like pretty decent. And last wasn't, but I did go to Japan to just spectate the Worlds. Participating is just so different, because Swiss rounds, you're just playing like in a room. There is no stream or anything. Nobody can like come into the room, basically. So you're just playing, and it really feels like I don't want to make it sound smaller than it is, but it really feels like just very fancy locals, basically, with like very, very, very good players, which I thought was really funny. And then the day 2, which I luckily managed to reach, that was just super tense, basically, because there was a lot on the line, right? I mean, I had to play the 3rd, 4th place match, and the 4th place, you get nothing.
Yes.
So I was really, really nervous on the 2nd day, and of course it's super cool to play on the stream and stuff. I do think that's very very fun. A very good experience. Yep.
Yeah, I imagine the nervous that you felt, because I played a regional here, and with the regional I already felt, but imagining the words, oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. But I think I think that's a good thing, what you said, that the way that they made the tournament feels like that you are in the store, you said. Like,
yeah.
I think it's a good thing for try to help with the pressure, like. You
I think
understand?
so as well. Like, to be honest, like on the first day when we're just playing like in the room, basically, I was not nervous at all. I was like, okay, I'll just play my game, and if it goes well, it goes well. If it doesn't go well, it doesn't go well. I really think like if you're playing against good players, right? It becomes very dependent on who draws who draws the best hand. I just think it is that's just how it is, because if you're playing like a 10-round regional in Swiss, right? Like, how many actually good players are you actually gonna be playing against? So then it really becomes like a skill thing. You're gonna be able to win games that you actually shouldn't be able to win. But if you're playing against just like top players, which I think like you probably are if you're playing at the World Championship, then you have to get a little bit lucky, right? You just, if you're high roll, then you're gonna win. If your opponent high rolls, then you're gonna lose. And to be honest, I feel that also kind of helps with the nerves, because it's up to luck a little bit, which takes the pressure off for me anyway. Like, I don't know, maybe other people felt really pressure during the Swiss rounds. I have no idea. But for me, it is that way.
Yeah, I totally agree with you that lucky it's a thing that happens and that you have to accept that
Yeah.
it exists in the card games, even
Yes.
when you are competitive. And I think that the right thing to do is that it's what you're doing. It's set up your mind like, okay, lucky it's a thing. Lucky happens too.
Yeah.
Let's focus and do what I can with my cards.
Exactly. Yeah, I do want to add though that luck is of course a component of every TCG, but I do also think that a lot of people, like when they lose a round, you know, when you play like a regional and then after the round everybody comes together and you just like talk about your matches. A lot of people, they're gonna be like, oh yeah, I was unlucky, I didn't draw this card, or my opponent got super lucky, so he got this and that. But it is always important to really evaluate the game and see like, what did you do wrong that could have influenced the game in a different way. Because I think a lot of people, they don't do this. They're just like, oh, okay, I got unlucky, I lost, that's
Yes,
it.
I totally
And this
agree
is gonna
with you.
yeah, it's just gonna hold you back in your growth in the game, basically.
Yes, of course. I totally agree with you. I always said this on my YouTube channel to people improve.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's the easy way that you say like, okay, it was lucky of my opponent. I did everything and he was luckier than me, and that's it. It's the easy way, like it's the easy path. But if you just stay a minute and like see your place, what you did, I totally sure that you can find something that you did wrong that make the snowball for your lose.
Yes.
So it's a good
Exactly.
thing that you're pointing this to remember people how to improve in the game.
Yeah, for sure. It's like, and it's also like, if you win, I think it's very important that you do the same, because like every game you win, it's not like you played perfectly or anything. There's probably even more things that could have like swung the game even more into your favor, or something like that. For example, just like in my in the feature match I had for Worlds, like game 1, I won, but I definitely could have played it much better, even though I won. So even like in those scenarios, I think it's really important to really look back on the game and see like what you did. Of course, if the game, like if you record your game or anything, it's a lot easier to do than if you just try to do it with the information you have, right? Because it's just different while you're playing the game. But still, I think it's important to think back to the game, or maybe like if your friends were watching or anything, you can ask them like, did you see me do anything weird, or would you have done anything differently? I think that's like a really good way to improve your gameplay if you are looking to do that anyway.
Yes, I totally agree with you. We saw here on the stream of the Words Your Game, I made a stream, and man, for us here, everybody was in a common sense that your game was better than the finals, like the last game, because like it were so good to see both players playing. And I told you the chat here on the stream, like, oh my gosh, they are so cold with each other, the plays that are doing, oh my gosh, like there were 2 moments, I guess, that you were with 3 cards in hands, and that was with life yet. but you didn't attack. You didn't put anything on
Yeah.
table because you were waiting for hit you for you draw the cards
Yeah.
of your life, and I stay like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, it's so cool to do this, but they are so good.
Yeah, that was so funny. I do remember this. Like, I think probably like in the first game, I did just like pattern, do absolutely nothing like 3 or 4 times, which I was like, oh, the people at home, they're gonna think this is so crazy. But I had to do it like that. There was like no reason to commit cards to the board or anything because they would just get KO'd. And exactly, I just had to take the life cards, especially in the first game. I needed the life cards to get back into the game. And then the third game was way more in my control for the entire game, I think, because I got the bottom deck loop going, and then once you get into that game state, then it's very, very hard to lose against NL. But the first game was a nail-biter for sure, and then game 2, I just got destroyed, like absolutely annihilated. To be honest, I think like Marco, my opponent, probably the best NL player I've ever seen.
Man,
For sure, for sure.
I agree with you. You because this was the thing that I told on the stream. I said like, oh my gosh, this man, it's so good with NL. And like he was so good with NL that he made me enjoy INL game. I stay like, oh my gosh, what is happening? I'm liking to see INL play.
Yeah, I think we had some really good games. I'm really glad like they got streamed for people to see. Even if I didn't play like perfect, like game 1 I played a little bit iffy, and game 2 I still remember like I definitely shouldn't have. At some point he played like Frankie, Luffy, and I went like swing, Jack pop to Frankie, which I should have never done. Like that was so not good. So that's one of those things, right? You have to reflect and see what you did wrong, because probably I could have won that game. I should have won that game, but I didn't. And Marco took up good advantage of my misplay, right? And yeah, that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yes. I wanted to ask you how it works with words, because it's something that people here don't know a lot how it works. So how it works for you to travel to Japan, to stay in Japan? Did Bandai pay something like your stay or your pass to them?
Yeah, so basically Bandai took really great care of me. Basically Bandai, they when I qualified for Worlds, they paid for my flight. Nice. And I could also tell them like what days I wanted to go, because basically they said like, okay, so the basic thing is they make you fly in on Thursday and then you leave on Monday. They told me like, you want to fly like another day and the price is similar. That's fine. So I was like, okay, I'd like to stay like a week in Japan.
Nice.
Just like a mini holiday. So they paid like the flight return, and then they also hotel from Thursday to Monday for me. And they also they sent me, I thought that was funny, they sent me like a public transportation card with money on it, so I could like take the bus and the train and stuff.
Oh, that's
to get from the airport
so
to the hotel.
Cool. That's
that
cool.
was good. Yeah, for sure. So Bandai took good care of all the players, which I think it's just good for the game, right? They show like, okay, these guys, they are the world's participants, and they really spend some resources and money for them to come to the event and to be able to play it. Because surely, like if Bandai didn't pay for it, some people wouldn't be able to go, right? Because it's expensive to go to Japan.
Yeah.
So I really like that. Yeah.
No, that's very cool to know. I imagined that they paid you the flight, but to know that they paid you the flight, they paid you the hotel, and even give you the bus. Like, it's so cool, man. It's good to see that Bandai take care of the players. It's a very good thing. And
I think in that regard Bandai was great. Yeah.
Yes. That was your first time in Japan?
No, it was my second time actually, because last year I went to spectate the Worlds. Yeah.
You said.
Yeah, I really didn't expect to go back to Japan like so soon, to be honest. But I really love Japan, beautiful country. I love the culture there, love the food, so yeah, loved going back.
So it was all a good experience in the end for you.
Yep. Yeah, there's nothing to complain about. Like I went with my girlfriend and a friend, and then Benjamin or Flash, the French player, I don't know if you know him. He's like pretty well-known One Piece player. He also qualified for Worlds, and he's also one of my friends. So we just had a blast there. Yeah.
That's fine. That's very cool. How I want to ask you, what deck didn't want to catch in the words? Like I can't play with this. If I can't choose one deck to not play, it's this one.
Yeah, so basically the deck I was most afraid of was Blackbeard or Teach.
Sure.
Because, I mean, that deck is just like a super hard counter to Lucci, right? But to be honest, I didn't expect people to bring it anyway, because I thought, okay, Doflamingo is going to be very popular, and you can't be bringing Blackbeard into a tournament with a lot of Doflamingo. Not before in set 9 anyway. And then also I really didn't want to play against Black Yellow Luffy, of course, because just the Sabo loop, just very strong against Lucci. I did play against one Black Yellow Luffy though, but I won that one, so that was nice. And I think there was 0 Teach players in the entire tournament anyway.
I'm almost sure that it's true. It didn't have any Teach.
Yeah, I think there was like 12 Black Yellow Luffy, 7 Doflamingo, and then like 5 Lucci or something, and then
Lucci.
Yeah, and then like 2 Bonnie, and then like a bunch of random decks.
Yes, it was a surprise for me. I really thought that at least one Teach would appear, but no one was. But I think it's what you said. I think it's the logical thing, because the time of the Teach, it's now in OP10.
Yes, his era is now. Yeah.
So I think it's logical that didn't appear. I wanted to ask you too, because it's a thing that impacted the game very much. What are your thoughts about the ban list?
I think the ban list is good. Let's just start with that. Like the Moria ban, it had to happen.
Okay. I agree
because
with you.
it limits future card design too much. I think every time they print like a new black boss monster, I'm like, oh, this is cool. I could play this in my deck. And I'm like, I can just play Moria with the Adon, so probably don't need this card. So I think that's good. I think the hit to Doflamingo, I thought they would ban LOL personally, but they banned Jinbei, which is also fine, I think. Then the Raigo hit, I think it's a little bit random.
Yeah.
To be honest.
It's the only card that I didn't understand. The other cards, I agree, but the Raigo, I stayed like, why?
Yeah, I also really don't understand. It's not like NL is like some monstrous competitor right now in the meta game, or will be. So, but I mean, I don't mind, right? And it's not like the deck is now unplayable because of this ban, so I think that's fine. The only thing I maybe missed a little bit is like the Gum Gum Giant. Like for now, I think the card is fine, like in the purple Luffy deck and the red purple Luffy deck. But I like know from results in the East that it's gonna be a problem with like the green purple Luffy and the blue purple Luffy that's gonna come out. So I was kind of surprised they didn't hit the Gum Gum Giant, but I mean, I don't mind too much. I think the ban list it's fine. Oh, one thing I do want to add is like of course they banned Ice Age, which I think is a little bit overkill. I really think if they banned Moria, it wasn't really necessary to ban Ice Age. And I thought if they banned Moria, they would bring back Sakazuki from OPO5.
Understand.
Yeah, which I think would have been cool, and I think would have been healthy. I don't think the leader is broken or anything anymore like how it is now, especially without Moria. But they didn't, so I thought a little bit disappointing. Would have been cool, but I mean, it's fine they didn't. Yeah, I think the ban list it's good. Yeah,
I agree with you. The Ice Age, I think that was a good hit, but I agree that in the same ban list of Moria, it's overkill. But I have a conversation with friends last month about Ice Age and how strong it was. Like I stop a little to see the colors, and they say like, "Oh my gosh, Ice Age, it's so broken." Like
Yeah.
nothing in the game do something even close of Ice Age. Like for one Dawn, you take 5 cost of a thing. Like anything in the game do something close to this. And it was a good hit for Black because of it, because like nothing was better than Ice Age. And how can Bandai in the next seasons, in the next sets, make a card that's better than Ice Age?
Yeah, I agree. That even though I do have to, I did Lucci a little bit after the ban list, and I still think the deck is pretty good, to be honest. So maybe it was right of them to ban the Ice Age. I mean,
and what about the announcement that Bandai made that it was bigger than the ban list for us here in Brazil, at least?
Yeah.
Like, I think in Japan too, because I saw that people in Japan were very angry with Bandai. But what are your thoughts about the rotation?
Yeah, so hot take, I think rotation is fine. I don't think it's bad at all. I know a lot of people are angry about it, but I really think that's because a lot of people, they like playing certain leaders and certain cards and certain characters, right? And people might be a little bit upset that like their favorite leader is gonna rotate out at some point. But like in the long run, as it is looking now, we still get like 2 years to play with a card once it comes out, before it rotates out. 2 years, that's a really long time. Then they will also reprint certain cards with like the new block icon, so you can keep playing them. And what people really forget, I think, is that this is really good for the design of the game. You can keep the power level of the cards all relatively similar, like not the same, but very similar. So I really think card design wise and for the health of the game, set rotation is very, very good. Of course, I understand people don't like their cards becoming worthless and rotating out and stuff like that. Do see the negatives, but I really think like the bigger picture, set rotation is also, we don't have to worry about it for like another year. So yeah,
I totally agree with you. I am one of that people that didn't like it of rotation in the game.
Yeah.
But since the announcement of rotation, I stay like, okay, I'm gonna stop a little and I'm gonna hear the good things about rotation, for I can see the good things and bad things. And like there are true good things, and now I'm changing a little my mind. Like, okay, I'm thinking that it's a good thing for the game on long term, like you said. And I do think that's a good thing for bring new players. It's what a TCG needs. So it's a good thing.
Yes.
Like it seems like to have more good things than bad things. So I'm gonna wait and see what Bandai gonna do with this. But I'm very optimistic with the future of the game.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like, there is definitely like a world out there where Bandai messes this up. Like, it's a possibility. But I really think they've been treating the game very well, in my opinion. And I really think if they keep going like this, which I have a good faith in, then set rotation will be good. And like you said, it's also, I forgot to mention this, but it's very helpful for new players to get into the game as well, which is a very positive thing, of course.
Yes. And it was funny because a friend of mine said a thing like some months ago. He said Bandai is gonna announce the Roger leader when something go wrong, when something happens, Bandai gonna make a Roger leader. So like it ends the words, Bandai makes the announcement of the ban list, make the announcement of rotation, and like 5 minutes after, there were a teaser of Roger Leader. So Bandai say like, please be happy with Roger Leader. And like, it was the thing that people almost didn't talk it about.
Yeah, that's so funny. Your friend can see the future. His observation haki is insane.
Yes.
Like, yeah.
It's so funny.
Yeah, that is very funny. The Roger Leader,
Yeah,
Crazy though.
I'm a little scared about the Roger
Same.
leader, like
Yeah.
7k leader, purple and red, that it's being one of the most powerful color combinations in the game, and they stay like, oh my gosh, please don't be so strong because it will be banned this way.
Yeah, I also think so. Like, I'm really curious what they're gonna with this leader. Like, it will probably be the best leader. I mean, remember Whitebeard in set 2, like 6. Probably this is gonna be the same, but we'll see. Like, we don't know the effect yet. Maybe it has like some huge downside or something. So
yeah, I'm very anxious to see. Like, I wanted to ask you now that you were playing with Lucci and with Ballist. Did you know already how you gonna change? What deck are you gonna play with in your P10?
So I was really looking forward to playing Blackbeard at first. Also in set 9, but then because of Doflamingo it was just unplayable. So I might play Blackbeard, but it depends on because Black really one of those that's very dependent on like your matchups to see how well it does. Then I also want to try more Lucci. I mean, it's just my favorite deck now, right? And I really do enjoy like making new stuff. I already made like a build for Lucci as well. That's actually pretty good, I think. Like definitely like a tier 2 deck or something. Nice. And then lastly, probably the deck that I want to play, bring to the next regionals I play, which will be London. I'm probably gonna be playing Red Green Smoker.
Nice.
Because I've just super cool deck.
Yes.
Yeah, so much cool thing you can do with the dumb manipulation and stuff. So I really want to try that as well. So those are basically the 3 decks I'm looking at right now. Honorable mention to Yellow Kit. I also think that deck is pretty cool.
I agree with you. Smoker is gonna be my deck in OP10 too.
Nice.
I really enjoyed the deck, so I'm very hyped. And I think it's a deck that can deal good with Teach. I don't think that Teach has a good matchup with Smoker because he's not so much dependent of their own play cards like with Kid, with Sanji, Kostri. So I think it's a little trouble for Teach to deal with Smoker.
Yeah, especially because you can run like a lot of like rush cards as well, right? Which are very good into Teach. So yeah, it's like you said, Smoker has like tools to deal with like a lot of decks, which is something I really like when I'm playing a deck. I don't want to like flip my leader and then my opponent flips their leader. I'm like, okay, I already lost the game basically. And I really think Smoker has like a pretty decent matchup spread all across the board, which is very cool.
Yeah, I agree with you. What deck now you think that gonna be the meta in OP10?
So I think the best decks are gonna be Bonnie, Shanks, and Smoker, probably. And then like depending on the format, like Teach could be up there or could be like tier 1.5 or something. It's definitely gonna be like a huge meta contender, but I'm not sure if it will be one of the best decks. And then for tier 2, maybe Doflamingo is still good. I'm not sure. Like I mentioned, I think Lucci is still surprisingly playable. Black Smoker is also actually like maybe it could be something. Surely I'm forgetting like some decks. Oh right, Yellow Kids, the new LOL as well. People will surely be playing that. But yeah, I think the best decks are going to be Bonnie, Shanks, and Smoker probably.
I agree with you. I agree with you with these 3, and I'm very hyped because it was a thing that I'm saying to people here, and people stay like, "Oh, that's true." Now we are hyped for OP10 because it's gonna be a different meta from Japan again. Like when they banned LOL for us here and the meta was different. Now it's gonna be a different meta, and we here in West, we have to find the meta. So I think it's a good thing.
Yes.
Because it's very fun when we have to discover the meta.
I 100% agree. I actually think that's like the most fun thing about playing a card game.
The simultaneous release is a thing that make me very happy. And it's a thing that it's gonna be so good for the game simultaneous release. And this year it's gonna be crazy because they are like launching for us faster the sets, but it's for a good cause, so we have to adapt ourselves, because it's a good thing that to see that Bandai are trying to listen the community and try to take care of the community in the game for make good for both, like good for them as a Bandai game, and good for community to enjoy the game. So it's a good thing. I'm very happy with Bandai with this. So
same.
You can say it. Sorry, so sorry.
Oh yeah, I was just gonna say, I really think like in the past Bandai, they sometimes didn't really take the best care of their card games, but I really think with One Piece right now they're like definitely on the right track. They're doing an amazing job. So just wanted to put that out there.
Yeah, I agree. I'm so thankful for you to sharing a little of your time for us. It's a very special thing. Thank you so much.
Yeah, no problem.
Congrats for your participation in Worlds. Like I said, we here in Brazil stay a lot happy with your game, and it was a common sense that your game was better than the finals because it was so good, the matchup. All games, the 3 games was very good.
For sure, yeah. I think the same.
Yeah, and we are cheering up for you. We are very, very anxious to see your future games. And it will be a pleasure to see you here again. Who knows?
Yeah.
Worlds to 2006, can you win and you will be here again?
So, would be crazy. I hope so.
Yeah, would be amazing. So if you want to say something to close the video, if you want to say something to people, it's your time now. You have this time.
All right. So first of all, thank you so much for having me on here. Very fun in my opinion. Thanks for the talk. Of course, like I mentioned before, check out my YouTube channel as well. Shameless plug. I have Metafy as well, like if people are looking for like coaching, I have like a guide on Lucian there, very in-depth. You can check that out as well if you are interested, of course. If you're not, that's perfectly fine. Yeah, I think that's it. Thank you so much.
That's fine. I'm gonna put your link of your YouTube channel on the description for people to sign up there. So,
thank you.
And send me your Metafy, okay? Because I'm gonna put
I will.
For people see.
Thanks. Yeah,
Muito obrigado, pessoal, pelo vídeo. Pessoal, esse foi o Joshua aí. Espero que tenham gostado. Deixe seu like, se inscreve no canal. Eu espero poder ver vocês aqui mais vezes. Bye, bye!